Hello, today I'm showing you several pieces I've made over the years, and all of them, they have one thing in common. They are the same structure, and yet there is room for lots of creativity and different kinds of details, different kinds of materials as well. So stay tuned to the end and I'll let you know everything about different kinds of joinery that we find in this sort of pieces of furniture. Obviously, this video is about this basic structure. It's a fundamental structure that is composed of 4 legs that are connected with at least 4 rails, sometimes 8 or more of them. And this, simple as it seems, it can help you create a huge amount of different pieces. And it's very interesting to note that with a few variations in proportions, in materials, in shapes, you can create a vast amount of different kinds of furniture. Beginning by this footstool, which has a few decorative joints, as you can see here, with its doubles and wedges and so on. But then if you change the proportions here, you can get into a nightstand. And this nightstand, this was also a course I made on basic mortise and tenon joints. And as you can see, it has a glass top, which makes it rather interesting in my opinion, and also it lets you see the underneath structure. We used as decoration through wedge mortise and tenons, also because they are super strong, and nowadays they are considered a hallmark of craftsmanship. And then once you get this basic structure sorted out, you can start splaying the legs, as you can see here, and maybe you can add some corded top, which I'll show you down in the bottom. And you can see here how this is all arranged. So this is a basic Danish pattern for corded seats. And in this case, it was not made with a Danish paper cord. I used hem cord, but nowadays I would do it with paper cord. And as you can see, there are these L-shaped nails that hold everything in place, and they would make for an easy replacement in case there was a need. So that's a lot of fun, and it's not particularly difficult to make, although a little bit time consuming. And then if we take proportions and sizes a little bit further, we can start making benches, or maybe this could be a coffee table as well. And we've introduced a few decorative details down below. As you can see, there are curves, there are steps here, and these add depth to the structures. And then if you keep moving, you start entering into the world of tables. This is a console table. We made it as an online course as well back in the day, a few years back. And as you can see, you can add some more curves. Those are easier to make just with a few basic tools and a spoke shave. And there are a few nice bevels on the underneath, following the shaker style. And all of these pieces revolve around one single joint, which is the mortise and tenon joint, which of course has many, many variations. This would be the most basic stab mortise and tenon, which also can be doubled or pegged. And you can see here this anatomy example in which there is a wooden dowel that goes through the joint, securing it. And I think you can see this is slightly offset as well. So there's a lot of force involved in the passage of this drawboard peg. And on larger furniture, we have larger tenons. This is a 150-year-old tenon, believe it or not. And then you can get into twin mortise and tenons, and of course the beautiful through-wedged tenon, which is also very, very strong. In the shaker side table project, we went for a more elaborate form of mortise and tenon. As you can see here, we have these mortises that are connected inside the leg, and the tenons nearly meet at 45 degrees. And they have haunches, which is this small device, which helps resisting twisting forces. among other things. And if you get to do any of this, you can also make a bed, you can make a dining table, you can make so many other things. And in fact, the mortise and tenon joints that you've seen here are the stepstone for even more elaborate projects when we get to frame and panel. Like this one, this is a frame for a window or maybe for a glass door in a cabinet, and you can see it has an offset in the shoulders of the tenon that corresponds to this rebate that we need to accommodate for the glass. And also we find here a grooved frame. This is the one we make in level 2, and soon enough we'll make it also for YouTube. And there are many more variations, like this frame which has a miter here. And so this is a mitered mortise and tenon, and this allows to have the molding here flowing around the piece seamlessly. And then when you get all of this done, you could also go in the direction of round mortise and tenons like these ones, which are in fact conical. And this is completely a new branch of woodworking. So I hope you get a sense of how fundamental and how important and how versatile this structure is. And we are going to teach you everything you need to know in this project. Now, to tell you how to make this sort of structure, we've made a new woodworking project here on YouTube on the memberships, in which we are going to make a replica of this footstool, which we have begun already producing. So these are mortise and tenons, in this case entirely made only with a mortise chisel, and you can see they are neat, and I have many tricks to show you regarding how to get this level of neatness and accuracy in hand tool woodworking. But we'll also be discussing machines like the hollow chisel mortiser, the bandsaw, the drill press as well, and different ways of making different kinds of mortise and tenons in order to create this small stool that you can replicate to whatever size you want. And also we'll be discussing how to attach the top to the base in a way which is harmonious with the movements of the wood, the seasonal expansion and contraction. And all in all, it's a fairly elaborate project as well. And to run things off, we're going to make this quatrefoil carving in the top here. So you can imagine that. The next chapter of this project will be available next week, so you can hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to make sure you don't miss that one. And please remember to like this video in case you have learned anything. It means the world to us, and it helps us keep delivering you the best possible content we can create. Thanks a lot. See you soon.